Nate had never been the type to make deals with strangers, especially not the kind of strangers who lurked in the back of dimly lit bars, sipping expensive whiskey and watching the world with calculating eyes. Yet, here he was, seated across from a man in a tailored suit, the weight of an unsigned contract pressing against the table. "You sign," the man said smoothly, "and everything you've been chasing is yours." Nate exhaled slowly, tapping the pen against his fingertips. This was it. The break he'd spent years waiting for. The chance to clear his debts, secure his future, rewrite his life story. Too good to be true. He glanced up. The man was watching him, expression unreadable. "What's the catch?" A flicker of amusement. "There's always a catch. But do you really want to know?" Nate swallowed hard. Maybe he should have walked away. Maybe he still could. The bar around them was quiet, almost unnaturally so. The air smelled faintly of old wood, spilled beer, and secrets. In the distance, a jukebox crooned something slow and haunting, just loud enough to make the silence feel heavy. Nate looked down at the contract again. Heavy, creamy paper. One sentence in red ink just above the signature line. "By signing below, I agree to the terms discussed." But nothing had really been discussed. Not aloud. Not clearly. He rubbed his thumb over the edge of the page. His name already printed beneath the line. Waiting. It felt like the paper was pulling at him, like it had weight beyond its fibers. "What happens if I don't sign?" he asked, voice lower than before. The man took another sip of whiskey, eyes calm. "Then nothing changes. You walk out that door, go back to the job you hate, the apartment with the broken heater, the phone calls you keep ignoring." He paused. "You already know what that life looks like, Nate. The question is, are you done living it?" Nate's chest tightened. He thought of the past 6 months. The job interviews that led nowhere, the overdraft notices, the look his sister gave him when he asked for help again. He thought of the mirror, the way he'd stopped recognizing the man staring back. Still, his fingers didn't move, because there was something about the man across from him. Something a little off. The way he hadn't blinked in the last few minutes, the way his smile never reached his eyes. "Why me?" Nate asked. The man chuckled. "Why not you?" That are simple, vague, and terrifying. Nate stared at the pen in his hand. Cold. Too cold. He glanced toward the bar's entrance. Outside, the world looked normal. Real. There was still time, but as his eyes drifted back to the page, something else tugged at him, something deep and unsettling, like he was already part of the deal, and signing was just a formality. The man leaned in slightly. "Tick-tock, Nate. Every offer has an expiration." And in that moment, surrounded by flickering neon, warm whiskey, and the press of something unseen, Nate had to decide,